to another live stream for hashtag Translate Academia here on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook and Twitter and stuff. I've been doing this now for like 2 years, not like this specific thing that I'm doing right now, but going out and helping people and doing this has been a lot of fun, and I'm at a point now where I'm being able to build things out like the job seeker database that I have. If you haven't joined that yet, please do so. I have a referral network database where essentially people who have gone on to find jobs and are willing to talk to other people and open their calendars. I want to facilitate those conversations. I'm also getting back into event planning. We have we have another event coming up on the 14th next week. This one with John and Lee, and it's all about operations. In fact, here is the link to that. I'm going to see if this is going to work here. I'm going to drop it in and hopefully everybody sees it. Thank you for those who responded to my quiz today, and we're going to get into the LinkedIn profile reviews. Here we go. Today, we're actually going to focus on, usually I focus on like the headers, like that first impression. I want to kind of go into like to next impression, because the presumption is that when the thing that I tell people when they create content is that you're not creating content for likes or for engagements or anything like that. You are creating content so that when someone lands on your profile page, they get a sense of who you are, your ethos, your credibility. And so that's what I kind of want to dive into today, right? So I appreciate the folks who responded to my quiz. There are 22 of you, 21 responded yes. And so we're going to go into that. Here we go. Okay. This is my profile, or this is that thing where I was before. So first off, we have Ryan. Thank you so much for volunteering. So let's scroll to the top of his profile. So it said we have Ryan Collins here, PhD, SEO analyst at Terrakeet, helping clients make sense of their data. Hire PhD ambassador and after your PhD founder. This is cool. All right, so let's go. So this is right here. It says that he has creator mode turned on, and it says that Ryan talks about SEO analyst, data analytics, digital marketing, and career transitioning. Here's how creator mode works. If you have that on, you can talk about those hashtags. And if you talk about those hashtags, and if your content matches those hashtags, then your content gets promoted. But if you have hashtags and you don't use those hashtags, or your content does not match those hashtags, then your content gets demoted. So be careful about what you're doing. And if you're not really sure what you're doing yet, that's okay. Don't turn it on, right? Just kind of like play, experiment, have fun with it. So my expectation is that Ryan is just killing it talking about SEO, which would make sense, right? As an SEO analyst. This is very SEO heavy. So come down here to activity. So it says here that Ryan shared a post. There's too much pressure for kids on what they want to be when they grow up. And then in high school, there's plenty of grown-ups who don't have any idea. Really insightful presentation. Folks at Terrakeet doing some promotion at work. Awesome. Ever search your name? Right here, right? Ever search your name or business on Google? That's part of a brand reputation. As former communications researcher, there's a lot to like in a profession when PR, marketing, and SEO merge. Right? That makes me want to click into Ryan's profile. That makes me believe Ryan. We need to understand that we're working with users. Whenever we create a profile, you should be considering your user. And you want to build a relationship with them, one of trust. And if you say something, if you say you're going to do something, deliver on it. Okay? All right. Thank you, Ryan. All right, let's go over here to Priya. We have recently connected via the Social Saturday happenings and all that cool stuff. So thank you so much for volunteering your profile. I know we can do. All right, so we're going to come down here and we're going to do the exact same process, right? So we're going to come over here. It says talks about agile mind, communication, continuous improvement, and learning and development. What I would do with this one right here, you can do a little bit of research to find out which hashtags have the highest rankings. That goes back to the SEO stuff, kind of the keyword optimization that we're talking about. And see like if what is the most common used hashtag? Is it spelt out learning and development, or is it LXD? Is it LND? Like what is it, right? So just question it just a little bit, right? Make it intentional. So we're going to come down here, go to the activity section. It says, what are your favorite podcasts on Scrum or Agile project management? The very first thing that we see is asking for resources and help. And this is great because it's acknowledging that even though Priya is not, may not have that industry experience necessarily, right? We're kind of discovering that still, but she is learning. She's learning something specific, and she's asking a community. Those are all things that people are looking for when they're looking at a profile, not just the things that you say. Are you engaging? How do you engage? Right? I'll take a note to comment on this. I see like a lot of people say that they're a great communicator, right? Or that they work well with people. Those are not things that a recruiter is going to search for when they enter in keywords. Like when they're searching, when they're typing, they're not typing good communicator. Their presumption is that you should be a good communicator. Their presumption is that you should work well with people. So what are they going to do? They're going to look for evidence that are you doing that? This right here saying, what is your favorite podcast? That's doing that. So well done. Keep it up. All right. Moving on. Next, do we have Ravneet? Thank you so much. Okay, this is another opportunity here that I want to share with you. So let's see if it's going to happen. We can see that Ravneet and I are not yet connected, so I'm going to hit connect. And this is, I mean, how you do this, a lot of people have a lot of thoughts about it. Here's what I do. I connect with people and I don't use a note. I don't know. Because when people write notes, they don't see the whole thing. I'm looking through a whole bunch of different stuff. If we have made contact at some point, I assume that there's some mutual interest, and I want to connect with that person. And if there's a deeper interest, right, then I might take the time to actually go in and engage and like right. So I want to see what happens here, just in case this thing's gonna happen. I hope it's gonna happen. So I'm gonna hit connect. And I'm just gonna hit send. Aha, it did it. Did you notice what happened? LinkedIn immediately right here said people you may know. Okay. You can turn that on and off. What LinkedIn is trying to do is before you even get to the about section, they're trying to get me to leave your profile. Don't let them. Okay. Let's see if I can figure out how to do that real quick. I'm going to go into my settings. I'm not sure how to do this right now. I just know you can turn that on and off, and I'll find a link for it and post it later. Okay. Play around with your profile. All right. So we have up here that Ravneet is an aspiring project manager. Okay. So one of the hard things to know about that is we know where you want to go. Like we know where the bridge ends, and that's great. That's what a lot of people struggle with when they're doing all these different kinds of things, is picking a path. We also need to have an idea of where that bridge started. Okay. And like make it a third place, as Heidegger would like to talk about it, right? Like with bridges and stuff. So are you coming from a teacher that's going to be a project manager? What's the deal there? Okay. Over the past 10 years, I worked in higher education and adult education in the US and Canada. Through inbred hybrid models, I have also had the opportunity to provide organizational and professional development for educators and staff working in blank field across the blank state. My skills include collaborating, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Minus this detail and this detail, this is true of probably 10,000 people. Okay. So I'm going to go to your content to figure out who is Ravneet. Right here it says, so we're resharing posts. Thank you for this gem. So it's really good that we're resharing content. Let's go to show all activity and see what's going on. I'm going to filter down to posts because it's good to know that she is engaging, but I want to know what all is posting is going to be happening, right? So a final call. So we're talking about the TESOL. We're getting there. That reinforces this up here. So you might be able to talk about like learning a second language, expert and aspiring project manager, something like that, to give people an idea of where you're coming. And the reason you want to do that, the reason that you want to tell people that you're from education is because people want to hire educators. People want to hire teachers. I believe that in the same way that there are programs to upskill veterans and places like the Mom Project, those places exist for teachers because I'm trying to create them, right? And other people are as well. And I think that people want to hire teachers. They know that they're great hires, they're great people. So lean into it a little bit. Scrolling down here, reposting some different kinds of things or reposting things. Okay, so this is like events, like promotion. This is good. One way to really establish who you are as an individual is be consistent in the type of content that you promote for other people, but also take advantage of the moment that you have someone's attention right now looking at your profile. Talk about you as well. If you're going to repost this, why are you reposting it? You can write something here. Give me something so you're not just advertising for free for other people. Okay? How are we doing on time? Oh, we're good right on time. All right, let's go to Gretchen. All right, Gretchen. Never stop learning because life never stops learning. Touché. Project manager, relationship builder, talent development, travel enthusiast. So here's a good example of what I was talking about before. Relationship builder. No recruiter is going to search for relationship builder. What they're going to search for is a project manager. And then they're going to scroll down to your activity section and ask themselves, is this person building relationships? Clearly, there's opportunity to do so. Is that happening? You want that question to be yes. When someone lands, the reason that recruiters are hired as recruiters is because they are amazing at reading people and reading in between the lines. They know the stories that profiles are telling. And as infuriating as it is to blame an external entity about why you're not getting picked up, maybe it's the way that we're communicating about ourselves, right? And this is not specifically about Gretchen's profile specifically. So I want to reiterate that. So we're going down here. Going to click over here to posts. Just finished the course, Optimize Your Resume for Applicant Tracking Systems. Excellent. We have some more. Just finished the course, HR and Digital Transformation. Okay, so I'm going to say the exact same thing that we said about Ravneet as well, okay? That if you're going to be talking about these things, and you should be doing these, you should be doing these trainings. You should be learning about them, not to learn what to do, to learn about what words you should be using when you talk to other people about it. Okay. And when you complete it, you can post something like this. Like, yeah, like I completed this, give me something, right? Give me an example. Like if this post is evidence that we should hire you, or that someone should hire you, your post should be answering the question, why should we hire you for this job? And if your answer, well, I took this course, the follow-up was, what are you going to learn from that course? Don't force the follow-up question. Answer it before it's asked. You're doing hard work. You're learning. Don't waste it. Post about it. Post intentionally with SEO, with strategic keywords. SEO equals strategic search engine optimization. If you did not know. All right, we're coming over here. We're going to do one, maybe two more. Thank you, Monique. So here we have a postdoctoral fellow at the University of Alberta. This is telling me immediately that you're in a transient state, that you have a commitment to something, and that I have no idea where you want to go. So revise that and talk about that bridge. Okay, so like all we have right now is the beginning part of the bridge. I need to know where it's going. You can't make the assumption that a recruiter or hiring manager is going to know what to do with you. Tell them what to do with you. Okay. So let's go down here to the activity section. Proud of your path and resilience. You rock. Such an inspiration. This is evidence of relationship building. I don't need her to tell me that she's building relationships because I see it. Right? If your I don't know if I said this. If your LinkedIn profile is a thesis statement. Everything you do on your profile should support that evidence. It should be evidence to support it. So it sounds like a great opportunity. Thanks for sharing. Then reshared a post, but we don't really have any context. Let's go into activity. And post. Okay, so we have another example. Like if you're going to share someone else's content, that's awesome. Do that. It's a very gracious thing to do, right? To promote someone else's work, but also take a moment to promote yourself as you're doing it. Okay. Absolutely. So this is something that's like a good job is where a worker is, all of these things. We believe that. And okay. So we have all of this evidence about this. Like if you are passionate about MS research, you should definitely apply. I myself had one of those best experiences of my career at this thing. So this is okay. So promotion of other people, I think, is a beautiful thing. I think it's a really generous thing to do. And the more that we do it, I think the stronger that we'll be together as a network. But don't only go out to promote others. Like take opportunities to draw attention to yourself, because you also deserve attention and deserve compensation. And our last one, thank you, Sharon. Okay, I like this one. Has a whole bunch of knees going in a certain direction. I don't know. Okay, so we have health and sciences researcher, educator, anthropologist, med tech, health tech, research scientist, qualitative analysis, transforming lives by merging research expertise with use, communication, simplicity. Okay. Health and life sciences researcher is one career path. Educator is another career path. Anthropologist is another career path. Med tech is an area. Health tech is an area. Research scientist is another researcher that's the same words for this one. And quantitative analysis is an activity that you do. And then we have transforming lives by emerging research expertise. Okay, so this is very common that we have like a list of ingredients, and it's not bad. Like it's like people ought to preach it as best practice. It's not my favorite because I don't know what you are doing with like there's so many different ingredients. I don't know if we're baking a cake or brownies or bread. I don't know what's happening. I have a little bit more with transforming lives by emerging research expertise with youth communication and simplicity. Transforming lives by emerging research expertise with youth communication simplicity. I think that all of like this has all of everything that we need, and we just need to reshape it in order to make it really precise about where you're wanting to go. Maybe start off with transforming lives, like whose lives, by emerging research. So health and life science research expertise with youth communication simplicity. So it's there. Don't make your user guess where you're going. Make it very, very clear where you're going and what you're doing. Let's go down here to the activity section. The feeling of being done is unreal. It doesn't even feel real for a while. Not needing to write every day took some time to get used to. I completely understand what you're saying. Like right here, okay, this is an example. Like when you don't need to. Someone is not going to be searching in the in the keywords or the search bar for empathy, but they can see empathy. People can see it. Oh, someone says hello, hello, Joanne. Thank you for tuning in. Coming down here, congrats. Let's go to show activity and posts. And this will be our last one that we dive into. And thank you so much. These are all going to be on here. It's Social Saturday. This is a great way to end this, I feel. Social Saturday is an amazing way to go and engage and connect with people. And this is how you're going to get jobs, is by connecting with people and communicating with them. It's good to show people who you are. And that's a beautiful thing. Show people personality. Many times you hear older people criticizing today's kids by saying phrases like the kids today are awful or kids have no skills anymore. That makes me want to click in more. After months of planning and organizing a week long before I can definitely tell you, kids are amazing. Okay, that's a really beautiful where we're going with it. It's like, so right here, hire people with education backgrounds. If they can organize, manage, and break down essential principles, so there's this concept in writing. It's called blot. It says bottom line on top. So that means if you're going to get to a point, like the point you want to make, get to it quickly and fast, right? There's no guarantee that your user is going to click down. There's no guarantee that they're going to read all the way down, and there's no guarantee that they're going to get the crux of the information right here. See the highlighted part of the sentence, the biggest value add is almost the deepest buried down here by the hashtags where nobody reads those anyway. So maybe change the premise a little bit, or kind of, this is really, like, I love this one, right? Just move that up just a little bit higher. Okay, I'm going to come over here to a comment from LinkedIn from Jennifer. It says, some of the profiles, you can only see what they posted in the activity section, but in this one, you can also see what they commented. Is that because others haven't commented on posts? So the answer to that, so when we go back over here to here, what this shows for activity is your most recent activity that is relevant algorithmically, probably, but mostly chronologically. This is a chronological understanding. And so when this landing page, it's just like, it's basically anything that you're doing. Like if we were to go to mine, let's see what it says. And this is also like, being all things considered, right? Like we're looking at these snapshots. So it's good to be, that's why it's important to be consistent in the content that we create. Let's go to my profile. Boop. Oh, it might get goofy because I'm live right now. Oh, yep. See, it's getting goofy. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so activity. So here's what I'm doing. Teachers make great operators. They sure do. In fact, here's a link to that event right here, just in case you didn't see that already. Got to promote that. Boop. Thank you, John and Lee, for doing that. And then you want a free LinkedIn profile. It remains unclear. So yeah, it shows your most recent activity. And I hope that answered your question, Jennifer. Okay. I'm going to turn that off. I'm going to hide my camera so I can scratch my nose without awkwardness. So much better. Wow. Okay. So Jennifer asks, as a job seeker, is it better to have it show commenting as your most recent of your posts? What I would recommend is that you're constantly engaging in content. A good practice that I've heard, that one that I recommend, try to post something once a week and comment at least 4 times authentically. Like let that be your ratio, right? So for every post you make, comment at least 4 times. That's kind of what I've heard. I think something I support as well. Okay. I have a whole bunch of other stuff too. I'm going to drop a couple more links. This one right here is to join my job seeker database. And then this one right here is just a whole bunch of different links. And I actually just got, let's see if I can do this. Oh, okay. Well, I clicked that. All right. I'm going to say yes. Here, I'm going to find your profile real quick. All right. Thank you for bearing with me. This is so exciting. Okay. All right. We're going to do one last one. This is a surprise one. All right. Okay. So this one is for, I'm going to say, Siddhartha. There is an option that you have that is beneficial for people like me it would help, that you can record the way that you say your name and add it right here. And that's also, again, an opportunity to showcase the type of personality that you have. Like, don't just say, hello, my name is Eric Stevens, or not, like people say like Eric Stevens, Eric Stevens, Eric Stevens. Don't do that. Say, hi, my name is Eric Stevens. Thank you for showing up to my profile. Contact me about whatever, blah, 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 blah. Okay, talks about habits, personal growth, time management, and project management. Okay, so he's a project manager, Google certified, Scrum certified, geopolitics observer, and a marathon runner. Okay, so this is interesting. So I immediately wanted to go in and learn about the about section, but you'll see that lots of times LinkedIn is going to force the activity section beforehand. So before I even get to know more about what's going on up here, right, I'm learning more about your doing, your ethos, your personality. So it says, as a kid who spent his childhood on frontlines air bases, I was a big admirer of people managing big and complex projects. I love it, right? It is a concrete narrative. Like, I am there with you on an airline base. Like, I'm just like, there's just, and there's a bunch of complex problems that's going on. When you use stories, it resonates with people. Hi, everyone. Great news. I'm now Google certified project manager. Hell yeah. Way to go. All right. Are you also interested in learning about the art and science of managing projects? Yes, I am. As a kid who spent his childhood on frontline air bases, see, there we go again. It's not bad to repurpose content. We have up here things like, I'm the son of a second generation officer. Yeah, this is like super cool. I'm digging this. So, yeah, I'm glad that we looked into this one. Thank you for diving into it. And I think, this just makes me really happy. I'm excited that this happened. So thank you so much for re-emphasizing your profile for me to look at it again, Siddhartha. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. You are fantastic. Thank you for tuning in. And I hope